Hey y'all, I'm Jesse Priest, and you're watching the Retro Couch Sessions. I'm here with Jon White. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great.
So the songs you played for us today, the first song, tell me a little bit about it.
All right, so the first song was about my late brother, Pete. He was a couple years older than me. I wrote it about 2 years ago, and he's been passed away now for, I can't even remember now, it's probably 15 years. But he was my hero in the sense of every word. We were best friends. There's 11 of us in all in my family, and I got 4 of the brothers, but, he was the one that you kind of walked around and followed around. One of the stories that goes along with that was when I was a kid, we went out in the woods. We grew up on a farm, so we lived out in the woods, and I was probably 7, and he was about 10, and we got lost. And I looked at him, and I was starting to cry because I was, and he looked at me, and he said, "We're not lost. I may not know where I'm at, but I'll find a way home." And, of course, he did. And after that, everything he did, I never doubted anything. He was a fighter, he just kind of run the family. So it took a big hit when I lost him. And so when I wrote that song, I wrote it with a lot of tears when I was doing it, and didn't even intend on writing it. I was just missing him one day and just started, everyone has a hero, and I just wrote it from there.
Well, that's kind of how all great songs come into being too. When the first time me and Daniel heard that song, we were like, man, we want to have him on the show, and we really want him to do that song because, that kind of strikes a chord for a lot of folks.
I appreciate it. Yeah, usually when I write a song, I want to write the first part of probably personal, sometimes the whole song, and then the second part I want to try to make it personal to someone else so they can kind of bring them in and relate to it. And that's kind of what I did with the second part of that song, was write it so everybody else has, because everybody has a hero of some sorts.
And so the second song, what was the name of it?
Ain't by Mistake.
Ain't by Mistake. Yeah, I dig both of these songs actually.
I appreciate it.
My favorite one is Sometimes Heroes Die. But tell me a little bit about.
So Ain't by Mistake is it's just about the journey. Everybody's kind of lost love. We've all, especially country music, it really used to be about loving and leaving, and it's kind of moved away where everything's just about having a good time, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's always needing to have a good time, but you need those songs to pull on your heartstrings to relate, so that other people have went through it. Sometimes you just need to cry, and so you need to hear a song that makes you cry, because that's a healing process. And so I wrote that one it was personal too, as far as not really looking for someone. You find someone, and you realize you both have come from broken past and everything, and then you kind of realize that there's always someone bigger than you that's kind of got a master plan guiding through there. That it's there's other songs kind of like God Bless the Broken Road, I guess. When I wrote that, I got through and thought, well, that's kind of sort of like that. But there's a lot of songs that have a different way of saying the same thing.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's true. It's a true statement there. So thank you for being on Retro Couch Sessions. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
What about folks out there that are wanting to find you? Can they find your music anywhere?
You can find me. It's on Facebook, of course. It's just Jon White. You can look me up on there. A lot of people have. I have Instagram page is Jon White. I think it's the real Jon White Music, and I have a YouTube channel, but I haven't really started it, so I'll get that. But I'm about to release some music, and if you go to my Facebook page, like I said, Jon White, you'll see it, and that's where I'll kind of go from there.
All right. Well, yeah, we look forward to that for sure. So tell me just a quick little introduction about, was music always a part of your life, or how did that come into being for you?
So I grew up, music was always a part of my life. I always wanted to do it. I was around a lot of Southern gospel, grew up in the church with my dad being a pastor, and I really fell in love with music. And I wrote a song about discovering music, listening to Solid Gold country with Bob Kingsley. And I'd have to sneak. One night I heard Keith Whitley, and I would sneak when my dad drove a truck, and he'd come home, and he was really strict about that, no secular music or anything, and I kind of would sneak down there and started listening to country music. And then I discovered all kinds of different country music singers, Ronnie Millsap, and Marty Robbins from way back when, loved his music, and so I just always wanted to sing. And got in high school, didn't know how to play guitar, started writing songs, and tried out for the choir and didn't make it. He told me, "It's not your thing, John," and that really broke my heart, you know. And so I waited 2 years, and I just kept singing and singing and singing. I was determined that I was going to do what I wanted to do, and made it the next time. Ended up like you. I wrote my class song too, and ended up being in like boys ensemble and going show choir and stuff. And I just started doing it from there, and just bought my guitar when I graduated and started trying to play.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you didn't listen to him, you know.
Well, he's my biggest fan now.
Is he?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
He still likes it.
That's great. Well, you play a lot of people might know, but like my favorite genre of country music is the older styles, and your music kind of gives me the vibe of the 90s, a little bit of the 2000s as well. Right. And so I really enjoy that, you know. Yeah,
that's
awesome.
That's my genre too. So when I write, I try to write. I write from where I grew up, and that was in the 90s, and with the 80s influence as well, and then some of the 2000s, and I just enjoy that more, and there's always room for going back and going retro, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. True that. Well, we want to thank you again for being on Retro Couch Sessions. As always, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when we have a new video uploaded. And again, this has been Retro Couch Sessions with Jon White.